think it's time to start getting serious on the Mustang. I stare at it, I wonder what I'm gonna have to do. I made a list, but it just, if you make a list, it doesn't matter unless you actually do something with that list. So, I started looking on Craigslist for some engines, and I found some janky old Explorer engines.
I want that.
Which is 5 liter, basically, 302 for 700 to 500 bucks. I think I'm gonna buy one of those. I think I'm gonna build it back up into something good, make it into a 4-barrel carbureted engine, and then go from there. I have a friend who might be willing to sell me a T5 gearbox. And the rest of this, though, is involving just tearing this thing down. I gotta turn it around here in the garage. I need to rip out all of the wiring because I'm gonna rewire it because it's not good. And I'd rather start fresh and then we can add stuff to it down the road. And then I gotta rip out the engine. I gotta rip out the transmission. I gotta rip out the rear axle. I'm probably gonna run all new brake lines. I wanna get the front hubs off so I can switch to 5 lugs up there and then do all the suspension all the way around. I gotta pull the dash out. Yeah, I mean, it's a long list. So the only way to get started is to actually get off my ass and get fucking started. All right, first thing I gotta do is start yanking the old wiring. It's best to just start from the front and work your way back. So I'm gonna start with the headlights, work my way through the engine bay, work my way to the dash, and then work my way basically to the taillights in the trunk. One tip I found online is that if you come across a grounding wire or a grounding strap of any sort, is you can cut the wire but leave the bolt and the terminal in place so that you remember where a grounding location exists. Eventually this car is going to get a full one of the full wiring harness kits, probably from Painless or American Auto Wire, and those kits look really extensive, but still it's good to at least leave yourself a little bit of trail, even if their instructions are really good. All right, I didn't show you all the footage of me pulling the wiring because it's boring, but I did want to show something where instead of just pulling the rear right through from the side, because I did have to pull the seat out, move the carpet, get the side sill out of the way, and the bolts for the seat are under the car, which is, I had to look that up. I left the wiring right there so that when I do get the new wiring harness, I can use the old wiring to pull it through into the back. I saw that tip online. That's a pretty good tip. But I took the leap. This car will not run again until I fix it now, which is kind of terrifying because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to lie here, but I'm going to learn along the way. And if I can make this interesting for you, I will try to do my best with that. But I think the through line for this car or this video is that you can't finish if you don't start. So today I just said, fuck it, I have to start. And that means cutting the wiring and pulling the harness and getting moving. So this is basically step 1 of turning this into something better than it is right now. And now there's no going back. So there's a little bit of anxiety to be had there, a little bit of excitement, and a whole lot of what the fuck do I do next? But we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll figure it out together. And if you've done this before, say some stuff in the comments for some tips. And I've already found a lot more holes than I thought were in the car. So that's been fun and interesting. But the good news is there are parts for everything here. And I think this is going to be a good thing. And I'm already brainstorming some engine options, and that could happen soon, way sooner rather than later. So stand by for more on NONWICK, the Mustang. Thanks for watching.